As you know well, and I suspect members of our audience also know, just yesterday, Brazil reported the biggest drop ever in gross domestic product, almost 10% from the first quarter. Tell me, please, about your outlook for the economy through the end of the year and also in 2021.
Thank you for the question. Yesterday we had the second quarter. The second quarter, as of now, is a bit like looking in the rear mirror. We are seeing the economy picking up, and the more real-time data suggests that we are starting to have a recovery, V-shaped. But I think as we go along, it will probably slow down a little bit, but continue to be a sound recovery. The number that came out yesterday, 9.7, actually has some interesting features, because in the agro part, Brazil is doing really well. We actually have a positive number, which means that the agricultural machine in Brazil never stopped. The service part was a little bit, probably a little bit worse than we expected. The industrial production and everything else that connects to it was a little bit on the expected part. But it's interesting to note that if you look at the last 5 weeks, the economic agents have revising the growth in Brazil a little bit on the better side. So it was until some time ago that you had a lot of people forecasting -10, -9 for the something between -5.5 and -4.5. So we think that the third quarter will be positive. We can see the anecdotal evidence pointing to that. And then the doubt is whether the fourth quarter will grow more, or if the growth will slow down a little bit because of the effects that will go from the fiscal expenditures. We tend to think that the fourth quarter will be better than what the market's forecasting. And for next year, we also think that our growth is better than the forecast. It obviously all depends on a lot of external factors and internal factors related to the way the economic agents see our program, the credibility that we can generate, and the way we interact, these variables interact.
Governor Campos Neto, based on what you just said, based on what you can see now, 2/3 of the way through the third quarter, and based on your expectation that the fourth quarter is going to be, as you said, I think, slightly better than what the market expects, what would you anticipate at this moment the full year decline for 2020 will be in GDP?
It's going to be around -5%, with next year growing a little bit more than 4%.
So in both cases, if I'm not mistaken, that is better than what, well, as you pointed out, some private economists see GDP dropping by less than 5%, but growth in excess of 4% would be substantial for 2021, particularly considering where the economy was in the second quarter.
Yes, you have two groups of people. You have one group of people who is revising better the growth this year, but is shaving off the growth of next year, because they think the stimulus is stronger this year, but there's going to be this headwind once the stimulus phases out. And there's another group of people that says, no, what I'm seeing is a strong recovery. I think that the assumptions that I had in terms of the economy stalling due to the pandemic, the reaction's been better, and so they're updating this year better without changing next year. So you have this two group of people today.